Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. It's crazy how often we focus on our missteps rather than our victories. So let's shift that perspective. Welcome to the Game of Her Own podcast, a free resource for women who work in the sports and entertainment industry. Each week, we get real and talk about the things that hold us back and how we can overcome them and keep climbing to the top. And the top is however you define it. We talk about the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Consider this podcast your secret weapon. You will learn from the best in the business and be able to take immediate action with all the advice that you hear. I'm your host, Jahaan Blake, a leadership development coach and consultant. I've worked in sports for 20 years. 15 of those years were spent working for the Red Sox, Dodgers, and the Cubs. After 15 years of working in the front office, I took a leap of faith and I started my own business. Friends, as a Black woman in sports, I know that the industry can take a toll on your confidence and sometimes leave you feeling defeated. Join me each week so I can support you on your journey. I promise you, each week you will feel stronger and more confident than the week before. So let's get started with this week's episode. Today, we're going to dive in to talking about managing your fear of speaking up at work. I know you've been there. Like you felt like you've had something important to say, but can't seem to find the courage to speak up. If you've ever been there, then keep listening. This episode is definitely for you. Now, let me really quickly talk about why speaking up is important. Having a voice at work gives you the opportunity to have a bigger, stronger impact and influence your organization. Now, this will lead to increased job satisfaction, recognition, and growth opportunities. You'll start to see those invisible opportunities, I like to call them, when someone all of a sudden gets a new promotion or a job and you're like, wait, I didn't even know that was a thing. Right? You'll start to see those. On the flip side, if you're not speaking up, this is going to limit you. This is going to limit your career opportunities. This is going to keep you stuck in the same role without any advancement. And we don't want that. I know you don't want that. If you were okay with it, you probably wouldn't be listening to this podcast. All right, Game of Her Own listeners, let's do this. All right, let's start. I have 10 tips for you. And I went to clap my hands, but that probably wouldn't, I'm gonna clap my hands. I got 10 tips for you guys. And I am so excited for you to hear these that are going to help you manage your fear of speaking up at work. Number 1, breathe. Now don't roll your eyes and be like, yeah, I know I got to breathe. I breathe all the time. But I need you to take a deep breath and try to relax before you speak up, or focus on your breath, right? Maybe you don't want to take a big, deep breath because other people in the room and it's uncomfortable. Focus on your breath. Don't close your eyes because people might be like, what are you doing? You can't sleep in a meeting or you can't sleep when we're talking. But focus on your breath, because if you get too worked up, it's going to make it harder to find the courage to speak your truth. So it's so easy to have 1,000 things running through our mind. It happens to me all of the time. But when I sit and I'm just, okay, I got this. Okay, I'm human. I can breathe. I feel like I got this. Like you have to just calm your mind. If you don't, you're going to get in your own way. It's crazy. We have the power to get in our own way. So tip number 1, take a deep breath or focus on your breath. Number 2, you are not alone. You are not the only person going through this. So often we have these feelings that, oh, I'm guilty of it too. So I understand. I have been there. I'm guilty of it. But remind yourself that everyone is afraid of speaking up at times. So don't feel like you're alone. Don't feel like you're the only one who has this fear and then doesn't speak up in a meeting, doesn't speak up to your boss or your leadership, and then feel badly about yourself. And then you start to spiral because you have shame, and we've all done that. But know that there are so many women who have gone through the same thing. If you listen to the interviews that I do on this podcast, almost every single person admits to dealing with self-doubt. And these are executives. It happens to all of us. What I don't want you to do is let that fear completely stop you. You have to feel the fear and do it anyway. Ooh, I love this one. Number 3, embrace the journey of making mistakes. It's a crucial part of our growth. Remember, perfection is not the goal. Progress is. I'm going to say that again. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. It's crazy how often we focus on our missteps rather than our victories. So let's shift that perspective. Let's think about this for a second. If you score 90% on a test, you've earned an A minus. That's good. That's impressive. But let's dive deeper into the score a little bit. A 90 out of 100 means you've made some mistakes. You've made some errors. So instead of dwelling on all of these mistakes, see them as opportunities for learning and improvement. So I get a 90 on a test, right? And I know there's some overachievers being like, no, I wanted to get 100. And that's good. But what you do is see the opportunity for learning. So you figure out how to get to the 100. We should celebrate our successes while also acknowledging our mistakes. When we do that, we transform them into stepping stones, and that helps us grow and develop. So go ahead and make a mistake, learn from it, and just keep moving forward. Keep going because we need you. Number 4, practice. Try cultivating your voice in a quiet, private environment. This could be with your friends, trusted family, or it could be just you on Zoom and just recording yourself. Or you can do it in front of a mirror. I've tried the mirror thing and that doesn't work for me, but my journey is not your journey. So try whatever works for you. I love to do Zoom, and then I do a self-assessment after. You can do the same thing, whether it's in front of the mirror or on Zoom. When you engage in regular practice, it not only familiarizes you with your own voice, it also reduces the discomfort you get when you speak up in public spaces. So it's impractical, and I know, to rehearse every single word you would say in a meeting or a conversation, but you can certainly prepare for the key points that you want to highlight. Friend, what I want you to remember is every great speaker and every great leader, executive was once a beginner. They didn't wake up one day and they were just great at using their voice. They had to practice. So getting over your fear of speaking up starts with one single step, and that is practice. Number 5, embrace those nerves. Don't be too hard on yourself for feeling nervous or scared. It is so natural to feel that way, especially when we're in unfamiliar situations. So don't be hard on yourself. Feeling nervous, being scared, that just means you're excited and that you care. That's what my mother told me all the time as an adult, not even when I was a child, as an adult. This is the perfect opportunity for you to work on managing your mindset. Mindset matters if you're going to grow into that dream role or finally get the raise that you know you deserve. But the thing that holds us back the most is the story that we're telling ourselves. I wish you guys can see me because I am like getting really into this. I'm making hand movements. You know the story I'm talking about. Maybe your story is no one wants to hear what I have to say. Now, we all suffer from nerves. We all suffer from making up stories. It's what you do about it and how you respond to it that will make a difference for you. So I have a great workbook that you can download for free. Head over to jahaanblake.com/mindset to download it. My clients love using this workbook. Number 6, find support. There are a few things you can do with support. First, you can find a coach, mentor, or role model who can give you advice and strategies on how to speak up confidently, right? Like, how do you do it? How do I frame what I'm saying? By doing that, they can help you get over those invisible roadblocks that hold you back from speaking up. Whenever I talk to my clients who have that fear, I ask them a lot of questions so I can understand what is really holding you back. What aren't you showing me? What don't you even know? We get to the bottom of it. We get to the root cause. Second, partner with a trusted colleague who can offer constructive feedback on your communication. Make sure you share your objectives with them, and then they can help you evaluate your progress that you're making towards your goals. So don't just say, hey, can I have some feedback on how I did? Because they're going to measure you on what they believe is the right thing. But what do you believe? What are the goals you want to work on? What do you want to strengthen? So let them know what you're working on. That way they can give you really critical feedback. This feedback can be instrumental in refining your approach and enhancing your confidence. Now, remember, seeking help, I learned this, when I was junior in my career, I did not like asking for help. And then when I did, I just kind of like be quiet about it and wouldn't give credit to the people who helped me. I wouldn't do that publicly. Now I do it all the time. So remember, seeking help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of growth. It is a sign of being a leader. It is a sign of being an executive. When you ask for the help you need, you're not meant to do it all and you're not meant to go at it alone. Number 7, foster your curiosity. Don't hesitate to pose a lot of questions. It's a powerful tool that can help you collect more data, and it'll help you gain clarity in any situation. Remember, there are no silly questions when it comes to understanding. Now, I've had the pleasure to work alongside of some really, really smart executives and leaders who were not afraid to ask numerous questions until they had a comprehensive understanding of the matter at hand. So their curiosity was not the mark of a lack of, ability. It showcased their commitment to making informed decisions. So, my friend, ask away. Number 8, ignore the negativity. Listen, I need you to understand that not everyone will always agree with you or appreciate what you have to say. This doesn't make your viewpoints any less valid. Some of the most respected leaders I've worked with and encountered weren't deterred by others' criticism or negative feedback. Listen, sometimes it motivated them. I love that. They listened and took note of concerns. They didn't allow the negativity to slow down their progress. So I want you to stand firm in your convictions. Don't let those naysayers win. Your voice matters and you deserve to be heard. So let this be your call to action. Keep speaking up, keep growing, and keep leading with authenticity. Number 9, stop judging others. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. I had to learn this one. And when I made this shift, right, it's really a mindset shift. When I made this shift, I noticed it worked wonders for my confidence. So frequently passing negative judgment on others can really chip away at your self-confidence. And you don't even realize it's happening. You don't even realize that it's chipping away at your self-confidence. Sometimes the judgments that we pass are really rooted in our own insecurities. And we project this onto others. No, I'm not a therapist. I think you all know that. But this is something that I did some research on and learned about. And it's true. What I say, it is true. The next time you find yourself judging someone, take a moment to pause and reflect and think, why? Why am I forming this judgment? It's important to remember that we only see what people choose to reveal about themselves. It's impossible. We will never fully understand the complexities of someone else's life. There's so much going on. We will never know. So when you let go of the judgment, you'll find that first you're going to free up some energy and some room in that brain, that brilliant brain of yours. You're going to free up space to focus on what really matters. And you will find that your confidence starts to grow as you decrease the amount of times you are judging people. Number 10, be your own advocate. Have faith in your abilities. Have faith in your ideas. Your thoughts and opinions, they're valid. They matter. They're valuable, and they should merit attention. Remember, you must advocate for yourself. You have to stand up for yourself, because if you don't do it, who is going to do it? No one else is going to do it. You have to be your biggest cheerleader and your biggest advocate. All right, my friends. I hope you have taken away some tips on how to manage your fear of speaking up at work. What I need you to remember is that every voice matters, and so does yours. It's okay to be nervous. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to ask 1,000 questions. Every great leader was once at the beginning, right? We were all amateurs at some point. I want you to learn to embrace this experience, this journey that you're on, and learn from it and keep going, because women in sports need you. One more thing I want you to remember: seek guidance when you need it. Don't let that negative feedback hold you back from expressing your thoughts. And the negative, sometimes someone's sitting there and their energy, they don't even say anything, and the energy that you feel is negative. Don't let that, whether it's true or not, don't let that mess you up. from speaking up at work. Believe in yourself and be your biggest advocate. So next time you feel that, I don't know, that pit in your stomach, oh, we've all been there. Take a deep breath, speak up. I'm going to say this one more time. What you have to say is important and deserves to be heard. All right, my friends, until next week.